getting started with Java. So, code any program in Java, you should know where and how to start writing code in Java. In Java. Okay. So basically, Java is a programming language. Java is a programming language which is which is binded over rules and regulations. So over each and every rules and regulations, right, will be binded completely. Okay. So now, before we code anything, okay. So before we code anything in Java, we should know or required to understand the logic, to understand the rules that are available. Rules that are available. Okay. So basic thing is, in Java, every statement should end with semicolon. Okay. In Java, the basic thing is every statement should end with semicolon. So to print anything in Java, we need to use the method called as system dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. So it is mandatory for us to understand these small logics that are available. Okay. Okay. So now, where should I get started in writing my Java program? Where should I get started in writing my Java program? How should I go and start with that? Okay. So now, 1 second, guys. Okay. So now we'll understand, like, where should I get started in writing my Java program. So Java, to start developing the code, right? First, we need to create a project. Yes, we need to create a project in IntelliJ IDE. Okay. So inside your IDE, right, we need to go and create. We need to go and create a basic project. Okay. So let us see the steps how to create or get started with in creating the new project in IntelliJ. So now go and click on this IntelliJ IDE here. So let's wait. Yeah. Now I'm going to create a new project here. So don't touch anything here. Okay. Go and choose the project type as Java here and don't touch anything here. Click on next and project name is Java. Job preparation. Click on finish. Okay. So once this is completed, right? So this is going to be called a very basic step in project creation. Second thing is, right, we need to we need to create a package under the project. We need to create the package under the project. So okay. So now understand what is meant by package. Okay. Package is collection of class files, right? Collection of class files. Okay. So now the package is called as a module also. It is going to be called as module also. Okay. So now for module we can have some multiple class files. We can have multiple class files. So let's think about what is meant by a class file. What is meant by class file? So class file is the placeholder where we can write the logics inside it. Where we are going to be write the logics inside it. So whatever the logic that are available, right, we'll be writing the logics inside it. Got it? Clear? So now in Java, in Java, the class file is called as logical file where we develop all the application all the application related business logics. So whatever the business related logic that you want to develop, right, we'll be writing all those logics inside your class file. We are going to be write inside your class file for sure. So let's think of the next one now. So where should I need to write my logic inside a class file. So basically class file will have structure as, okay, class, class name, class, class name, class name. Sorry, it should be S capitals. Class name, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. This one, curly, open curly braces and close curly braces. So user should write the business logics, write the business logics inside these curly braces only. Inside these curly braces only. So we should write your logic side inside this curly braces only. Beyond that, you should not write anything else. Okay. Now, Java to execute to execute your logics, right? We need to ensure that we have we have a main method on the class file. A main method on the class file. Okay. So if we have main method, then only the compiler will execute the logics. Okay. In a class file, in a class file, we can write our logics wherever it is required, wherever it is needed. Okay, it is needed, but we need to access them inside the main method only. We should access them inside the main method only. Now let us understand what is meant by a compiler. What is meant by a compiler? So compiler is the one which converts the Java bytecode into machine understanding code. Machine understanding code. Okay. So in Java, we call the compiler as JRE. We'll be calling the compiler as JRE. See, not JRE, JVM. So now what is meant by JVM? JVM is going to be called as Java Virtual Machine. We are going to be called JVM as Java Virtual Machine. So what do you mean by compiler? Compiler is going to be one which is going to convert your byte code into the machine understanding code. So this JVM is a self self program which will install when we install Java on the system. Java on the system. Okay. So all the rules of Java are programmed under this JVM only. Okay. Under this JVM only. Okay. So got it. So now let's start. Go and see how to create your package and how to create your class file inside your Java. So far, any questions you have?
No, sir.
It's clear? Okay. One second, guys. Now let us see how to create this package inside your newly created project. Now let me expand this. On my left hand side, I can able to see a folder called as src. I can able to see a folder called as src. Okay. Now let me give a right click on to that. Here you can able to see a option called as new. Here you can able to see a option called as new. So go and click on this package. So now we have to give the naming as, we have to give the naming as, let me create a new package, com dot com dot com dot introduction. So now let me go and create a new Java class as introduction. New class called as introduction. Okay, now see here by default we'll be getting your class and class name. So what is the need of giving com dot pratha? So com is going to help you to understand that it is going to be a package. So to indicate your packages, right, we'll be using a keyword called as com. We'll be using a keyword called as com. Okay, so we are going to be call it as com. సో అది ప్యాకేజ్ అని నువ్వు కనుక్కోవాలి, నువ్వు గుర్తుపట్టాలి అంటే ఖచ్చితంగా ఏం చేయాలి, కామ్ అని వర్డ్ తీయాలి. ఓకే, సో యూజువల్లీ కామ్ డాట్ క్లయింట్ నేమ్ డాట్ ప్యాకేజ్ నేమ్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే నీ క్లయింట్ నేమ్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నాడో వాటి నేమ్తో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది యూజువల్లీ. ఓకే, ఇట్స్ నాట్ మ్యాండటరీ, ఇట్స్ యూజువల్లీ. ఓకే, దెన్ క్లాస్ నేమ్ అనేది ఎప్పుడు కూడా క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్తో స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి. సో స్మాల్ లెటర్తో స్టార్ట్ చేసే ఇష్యూ వస్తుంది ప్రతాప్, నథింగ్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి హ్యాపెన్. బట్ మన ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ కోసం ఎస్ దిస్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి క్లాస్ ఫైల్ site to indicate that we'll be giving the class file name should be always as a capital letter starting. Okay, clear? So ఇప్పుడు లాజిక్ ఎక్కడ రాయాలి నువ్వు, where should I go and write my logic, సుష్మిత?
In between parentheses, brackets.
In between your curly braces, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So now let me go here to this curly braces and let me press enter here. So this is going to be called as a placeholder to write my code. So now if I go and use my right click here, I should be able to see my run option. It is not showing here. Why? Any reason? Any idea?
We didn't main method mention.
I told you a rule. What is that rule?
We did not mention proper code.
Yeah, what is that rule? What is the rule that they have given there?
Third main method compiler run అవుతుంది.
Yeah.
Main method and mention.
మెయిన్ మెథడ్ లేకుండా కంపేర్.
ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వదు.
Yes.
Yeah, without main method we cannot execute a single logic. Okay. Yeah. So now what you want to do here is like we should go and write your main method. So sir నాకు సింటాక్స్ తెలియదు అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి నేను జస్ట్ ఐ వాంట్ గో అండ్ రైట్ మెయిన్ ప్రెస్ ఎంటర్ హియర్ ద ఎంటర్ లాజిక్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి generated by your IDE. So public static void main, public static void main. So of type arguments as string array arguments. So the syntax ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే public static void main. So down the line I'll be explaining you about what is meant by static, what is meant by void, and what is meant by public, and what is this inbuilt arguments. So for now, just remember that if I want to execute my code available in the class file, right, to see that run option, right, I should ensure that there is going to be a main method available on the class file. Okay, if I run this, see here, there is a run option available here. If I go and run this, right, I'm not getting any output. Why? I can't see any output. Why?
So
So
there
what
is
is
no
the rule I told you to
We
print?
didn't give any logic.
We didn't write any print statement. What is the print statement that you have to write?
System
system not out dot
is println.
System dot out
Out
dot.
dot
dot
println.
println.
Yeah. Okay. So now what is the statement? System dot out dot println. So now where should I go and write that? Inside these curly braces. ఎక్కడ రాయాలమ్మా ఈ కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ లోపల రాయాలి ఏదైనా లాజిక్ అంటే ఎక్కడ రాయాలి నేను ఈ కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ లోపల రాయాలి ఓకే now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this. Now I'm going to type it as s out system dot out dot println. Inside this parenthesis I need to write my logic. Okay, testing Java program. So every statement should ends with my semicolon. Now if I go and run this, so the logic that whatever we have written inside this main method, the logic that whatever we have written inside this main method will get executed. అంటే ఈ కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ లోపల ఏ కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ లోపల ఈ మెయిన్ మెథడ్ ఉండే కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ లోపల నువ్వు ఏమైతే లాజిక్ రాసావో ఆ లాజిక్ మొత్తం నీకు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. It will execute that logic and it will show you the output. Got it? Clear? Clear? Chandu, Avinash, Sushmita,
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Dilip Nikra. Clear?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Next one. Fine. So we came to know about what is the placeholder where I want to write my logics in Java. So what is the placeholder to write your logics in Java? What is the
Inside
placeholder?
main.
What is the logic? What is the placeholder to write your logic?
Between class.
So the logic that whatever you have to write in Java, you have to write in where? Inside your
Main
class.
Main.
Okay, inside your class. So to execute your logic on the class file, okay, where should I want to write? I should ensure that I should have the main method available on my class file. So the logic that whatever that is available inside your main method will get executed. Okay, got it? Clear? Now,
Yeah.
variables. Variable is called as a placeholder, placeholder, okay, which is used to store, which is used to store the data, which is used to store the data. Okay, it is going to be called as a placeholder to store the data. So, so to store to store the data into a variable, to store data into a variable, right? We need to specify the type of a variable. We need to specify the type of a variable. We need to specify the type of a variable, right? So why we need to specify? Why we need to specify the type? So now based on the based on the type only, based upon the type only, right? The JVM will allocate space to store the data into a variable. So now to specify to specify the type, right? We call it as what? In area, to specify the type of a variable, we call it as what? In area? No, we call it as data type. So data type is used to specify that what type of data are we going to store, are we going to store into a variable, inside a variable, that what type of data we are going to be store. So the data types are the data types are so what are the data types we have? Integer, long,
Float.
byte, byte, short, float,
Char.
double, char. So these are going to be called as 8 data types that are available. They are going to be called as 8 data types available. So each one of the type, we have one more thing called boolean. Okay, each one of the type is having is having different sizes available. Sizes different sizes. So ఆ sizes గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని తలనొప్పి, we cannot able to remember the sizes also. I'll be telling the shortcut, right, for which one we have to use what data type down the line. So now if I want to store any data into any variable, first what I wanted to do, what is my first step? ఏం చేయాలి? నేను ఒక డేటా ఒక వేరియబుల్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? ఫస్ట్ చేయాల్సిన జాబ్ ఏంది? ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి?
దాని సైజ్ తెలుసుకోవాలి.
సో ఫస్ట్ నువ్వు ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ డేటా స్టోర్ చేయాలో ఆ టైప్ తెలుసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, సో నా numbers that fall in this range, just go and use your integer. So numbers that cross beyond 999, right, use your long. Okay, byte and short, very unusual cases, we never use such byte and short, take it light. Okay, float. So now 99.9. Okay. So till this point for decimal values will be using your float. So greater than that, use your double. Use your double. So character is going to help you to store single character. So boolean is going to help you to store true or false. It is going to help you to store true or false. So now each one of this type is going to be having different sizes. So to remember that sizes number right, that is difficult for us to by heart or to understand that. So instead what we are going to do, we are going to nominate with your numbers. So now how to create a variable, how to create a variable in Java to store the values. So how to create a variable in Java to store the values. So how can we go and create a variable to store the values? Okay, let us see. Let's understand this. Now the syntax is the syntax is data type space variable name. Data type space variable name. So this syntax is called as this syntax is going to be called as, okay, is called as what? Variable declaration. It is going to be called as variable declaration. We are going to be called as variable declaration. So now whenever we want to see the value of a variable, whenever you want to see the value of a variable, right, we need to we need to call them by the we need to call them by the name of a variable. Just you have to go and call by the name of your variable, so that the value that is available inside the variable will be get printed. Okay. So now when we use when we use the print statement, so inside the print statement inside the print statement call the variable. Inside the print statement, right, what you want to do, call the variable. So now let me go here and create new package like com dot variables here. Now I'm going to create a new Java class as variables intro. Let me create a main method here. Okay. Now I'm going to add two numbers. Add two numbers. I want to add any two numbers in my Java. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a integer value int a equal to 10. Okay. At the same time int b equal to 30. Okay. So now system.out.println a plus b. System.out.println a plus b. So now what happened here? So before that, right? I want to see the value of a. At the same time, I want to see the value of b also. So what I told, if I want to see any variable name in Java, how can I see that? Only by calling the name of the variable. Only by calling the name of a variable. If you call that particular variable, then only we can able to see the value that is available inside a variable. Okay. Now just go and run this. Now see, I got the output as 10 and 30. I got the output as 10 and 30. Okay, got it clear? So this is going to be called as variable declaration and initialization. అర్థమైందా క్లియరా సుస్మిత
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
అవినాష్ నీకురా క్లియరా చందు
అన్న
అర్థమైందా
అర్థమైంది అన్న.
ఓకే నౌ I want to store the result of two variables. I want to store the result of two variables, which is going to be called as a plus b, which is going to be called as a plus b. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call it as system.out.println of my result. So call this. So now I have the output as 10 plus 30 is going to be called as 40. 10 plus 30 is going to be called as 40. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Right? Any questions? No, right? Okay. Now, so now this is 40, right? But I want to see my output in a more readable way. I should be able to get my output in a most readable way. How can I get that? See here. So the sum of two numbers is plus
A plus.
result. అంతే కదా చూడు ఇప్పుడు ఈ మెసేజ్కి నాకు వచ్చిన అవుట్పుట్ని కంకాట్ చేస్తున్నాను. కంకాట్ అంటే స్ట్రింగ్ ప్లస్ ఇంటీజర్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కాల్డ్ as కంకాటినేషన్. నా ఫిర్ రన్ దిస్ హియర్ ఇక్కడ ఏమైతే టెక్స్ట్ ఇచ్చావో ఆ టెక్స్ట్ తో పాటు నీకు వచ్చిన రిజల్ట్ ని ఇక్కడ అపెండ్ చేసి చూపిస్తున్నాం. Okay, so system.out.println I can able to see the output of these two numbers inside this statement. Got it clear?
అన్న స్టేట్మెంట్ మొత్తం కొటేషన్స్ లోపల రాస్తే అవుట్పుట్ రాదన్న.
ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ కానీ రిజల్ట్ రాసామనుకో ఏమవుద్ది అది కూడా మెసేజ్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది,
Print అవుతుంది.
ప్రింట్ కాదు.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే, సో ఒక వేరియబుల్లో వాల్యూస్ చూడాలంటే మాత్రం సపరేట్ కాల్ చేయాలి దాన్ని.
ఓకే
Got it? Got it right? Clear, right? Yeah. Any questions in this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, next one.
అన్న ఇంకోటి
Once you define the type, right? We cannot assign other value to it. అంటే ఏందమ్మా అది?
వేరియబుల్ ఉన్న వాల్యూ టైప్ ని మళ్ళీ చేంజ్ చేయలేము.
ఓకే, యా. అంటే చూడండి ఇక్కడ నేను ఇక్కడ 10 ఇచ్చాను, ఇంటూ బి ఇచ్చాను. ఓకే, నేను మళ్ళీ అదే బికి ఓకే 35.0 ఇస్తే ఒప్పుకోదు. ఎందుకు? బి అనేది ఇంటీజర్, ఆల్రెడీ స్పేస్ ఇచ్చేసే దానికి. నువ్వేం చేసే దాన్ని మళ్ళీ టైప్ మారుస్తున్నావు. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అలౌడ్. ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ టిల్ దిస్ పాయింట్?
సార్ ఈ 40 అనేది స్టోర్ చేయొచ్చా?
యా 40 సేమ్ టైప్ చేయొచ్చు, ప్రాబ్లం కాదు. సేమ్ టైప్ నో ప్రాబ్లం, అదర్ టైప్స్ అయితే ప్రాబ్లం.
40 అని సింపుల్ గా సరిపోతుంది. దానికి ముందు ఇంట్ అనేది యాడ్ చేయకుండా టైప్ అని d ఈక్వల్ టు 40 అని ఇచ్చారు కదా, దానికి ముందు ఇంట్ అనేది ఇవ్వక్కర్లేదు.
అది నెక్స్ట్ రూల్ చెప్పబోతున్నా, చిన్న ఒక రూల్ చెప్పుకుంటూ వస్తాను చూడు. సో reassignment of a value is possible, but redeclaration of a variable is not possible. Reassignment of a value is possible to a variable, but redeclaration of a variable is not possible. అంటే ఏంది? రీఅసైన్మెంట్, తిరిగి నువ్వు వాల్యూ రీఅసైన్ చేయొచ్చు సేమ్ వేరియబుల్కి, బట్ రీడిఫైనింగ్ ఆఫ్ వేరియబుల్ ఈజ్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కాల్డ్ యాజ్ డూప్లికేట్ వేరియబుల్. ఏమంటాం దీన్ని? డూప్లికేట్ వేరియబుల్ అంటాం. ఏమంటాం దాన్ని? వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ డూప్లికేట్ వేరియబుల్.
డేటా టైప్ మెన్షన్ చేయకపోతే డూప్లికేట్ అయిపోయింది.
యా, డేటా టైప్ మెన్షన్ చేసి డూప్లికేట్ అవుతుంది, చేయకపోతే మాత్రం రీడిఫినిషన్ అంటాం, రీడిఫైనింగ్ అంటాం. రీడిక్లేరింగ్ మాత్రం కాదు, కానీ రీఅసైన్మెంట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి హ్యాపెన్. రీఅసైన్మెంట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్, రీడిక్లరేషన్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. ఓకే, సో ఇట్లాగా జావా వేరియబుల్స్ కి చాలా రూల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో విల్ సీ వన్ బై వన్ టుమారో. ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్? క్లియర్? అర్థమైందా? క్లియరా?
Yes.
అన్న ప్రతాప్ అన్న,
చెప్తాము.
అది మొన్న అదే టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ చెప్పినప్పుడు బౌండరీ వాల్యూ అనాలిసిస్ చెప్తాను.
చెప్దాం చూద్దాం, చెప్తా. ఓకే, ఓకేనా? సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్లాస్ నేను అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను. ఒకసారి ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మొత్తాన్ని ఒకసారి మీ దాంట్లో టెస్ట్ చేసి చెక్ చేస్తారా వర్క్ అవుతుందా లేదని?
ఓకే అన్న.
ఓకే, ఫైన్.